access control setup in Zoho People. Now that we already know how to create a new form, how to customize it, the next step is how to give permissions, because whenever you create a new form, you will have to give permission to other users to access it. Only the admin will have access to the new form that you're creating. So let's see how to set up the permissions. So we'll navigate to settings, click on view all, and let's take the same example of the asset management module. Click on asset management. There are two different ways to set up permissions. One is you can go to the tab access control, and from here you can do it, or you can open the form, that is the asset request form, and then click on the third tab, which is access control. So click on access control. So the first part is about how to give permission to all the general rules. That is, your organization might have different roles like a team member, a team in charge, or a manager. So when it comes to setting up permission to a form, it is completely role-based, not individual employee-based, which means that if you are giving permission to team member role to view this form, all employees who are mapped to team member role will have access to view the asset request form. So you cannot give permission to one individual employee. So permissions are always based on rules. So under general rule, you have an option to set permission based on rules. So click on set permissions. So here in this drop down, all the roles that you have created in the system will be displayed. So let's first go with the option team member. So click on team member, select. So after adding the role, the next part is to define permissions. So these permissions are classified into two: record permissions and then field permissions. So record permissions will help you to define who can view the record or who can add a new record. So add means who can add a new asset request form, who can edit the record that is already created, and who can delete a record. Field permissions are nothing but if you are giving view permissions to an employee to view a particular record, when I open a record, what set of fields I can view. So for you to understand this better, let's directly go back to the asset request form. So we'll go to operations, and from here we'll access the asset management module, open the asset request form. So here there are 4 records available. So this is what we call it as a record. So when view permission is given, employee can view the record. Field permissions are nothing but when I click on a particular record, all the fields available in the form are being listed here. So using field permissions, you will be able to manage what set of fields an employee can see, what set of fields an employee can edit. So that is what field permissions are about. So let's go back to the access control page. So we'll first start with defining record permissions. So we have view, edit, add, and then we have delete. So let's start with view permissions. Click here. You have 5 different types of combinations you can use. One is no data, which means team member role will not have access to this asset request form because the view permission is denied. The next option is called my data, where they will be able to view only their own information, which means the records that they are adding or the records added by the admin on behalf of them. When you say reportees data, if you are a manager, you will be able to view your reportees information, not your own data, only your reportees information. And then we have reportees plus my data, which means you will be able to view the asset request form that you are creating plus your reportees information. The last one is called all data. So as a team member, I will be able to view all the asset request form submitted by all users in the organization. So you can go with any one of the options. So let's say a team member can view their own information. Then comes edit. So after adding a record, will they have an option to edit it? So that is about edit permission. And then add permission. So if I set to my data, I will be able to create an asset request form for myself. And usually you will keep the delete permission to no data because you don't want your employees to go and delete the record. So now that the record permission is set, we'll move on to field permissions. So we are defining that an employee can view their own record. They can also add a new record for themselves. So I'll click on edit under field permissions. So now all the fields available in the assert request form are being listed here. However, I have given view permission to the record. I want to restrict view permission to certain fields. Like for example, I don't want the employee to view the image field. So I select image. So it is already set to no data, both view and edit. So first what we'll do is, we'll select what information they should view. So I want them to view the URL field. So I make it as my data. I want them to view the radio button field. So I mark it as my data. In addition to view permission, you should also give them the edit access, because if they don't have edit access to the URL field, they'll only see the URL field. They'll have no option to update the URL field. So edit option has to be provided. So the edit option that you give inside field permission is different from the edit action you give in the record permission page. So in record permission page, edit refers to the fact that after adding a record, can they go back and change it. But when it comes to giving edit access inside the field permission part, it means only if edit access is given, while adding a new record, they will be able to update the information. So this part helps you to customize what list of fields they can see and what list of fields they can edit. This is about field permissions. And one thing to note here is, record permissions will always override field permissions, which means that if the view permission to record is set to my data, you cannot set the field permission to reportee's data, because the record permission is only my data. So that you cannot set field permission anything higher than my data. So you'll have to go through each and every field, and then you will have to decide whether you want the employee to view and edit the information. So once this is done, we can go back. So this is how record permission and field permission is set to a particular form. And you're going to repeat this activity for the rest of the roles that you have. So we have configured permission only for team member role. In the same way, you'll click on set permission. You're going to select the other role, and you'll have to update the record permission and then the field permission. So in addition to doing this record permission and field permission, you also have options like import and export permissions. Who should have an option to export all of the data, and who should have an option to import this information? So team member role, do they have option to import or export? Manager role, do they have an option to import or export? And then we have tabular section permissions. So tabular section permissions is nothing but, using a tabular section, an employee will have an option to add multiple rows. But using this section, tabular section permissions, you can control it. That is, here manager role does not have add permission, which means users who belong to manager role, they will not be able to add multiple rows to a table. So if add permission is given, they will be adding multiple rows. Edit is nothing but, I have already added a row. Now I want to edit the information provided in that particular row. This will be possible only if edit option is given. So the permissions that you set here, add, edit and delete, is different from the field permission that you defined. So field permission will help you understand who can view the field and who can edit the field. And tabular section permission helps you to define who can add different rows to a table and who can edit the information provided in a particular row. And delete is nothing but, I have already added 2 different rows. Can I go and delete those rows? So that is the difference between field permission and tabular section permissions. So for every form that you're creating in Zoho People, you will have to make sure that form permissions are given, and you will have to repeat this activity for all the other forms that you have in Zoho People. That is, when we move back to the settings part, we do have multiple services available here, and under each of these services there are different forms. For example, when we go to the timesheet module and when you go to permissions, these are all the different forms that we have. For example, timesheet module, we have job form, we have project form, we have client form. So to each of these forms, you will have to set permission. In the same way, you will be doing it for the leave tracker module. So we have the option called permissions. So again, when you go to record permissions, we have leave form. So under each module, we have different forms available. So to each of the form, you're going to define permission for each of the role that you have in your organization. So only based on this record permissions, employees will have access to Zoho people depending upon the role. So if they belong to team member role, they have a different access. If they belong to manager role, they have different access. And all this is managed using the permission section that is available under each of these services. Now that whatever we have discussed is with respect to generic role. That is, when I'm giving permission to a role called team member, everyone in team member will share the same level of access. But there can be another scenario. So let's take an example of exit clearance form. So exit clearance form is handled by multiple stakeholders. Or another example is a travel request form. So employees have an option to add a travel request form over here. Probably manager can see the travel request raised by their subordinates. But there will be one person who is responsible to manage all of the travel request form, a travel desk person. And this person should have access to view all the travel requests submitted by all of the employees in the organization. However, this person belongs to a role called team member. So if I give all data permission to team member role, everyone in team member role will see all data, which I don't want. I want to give permission to one particular employee to view all the travel requests form. In this scenario, we can make use of a concept called specific role. So specific role is a secondary role assigned to an employee in addition to their primary role, which means that their primary role is not going to change. In addition to this primary role, I am going to give a special role to this employee just to view the travel request form of all of the employees in the organization. So we'll see how to create the specific role, how to assign the specific role to an employee, and how to set up permission to the specific role. So the first thing is how to add a specific role in the system. So to create a new specific role, we'll have to go to settings, click on view all. We'll have to go to manage accounts, user access control. Here you have an option called specific role. So I'm going to add a specific role called travel agent. So let's say travel agent. Click on create. Now to whom I'm going to assign this role, that is called specific role assignment. So after creating the role, we go to specific role assignment. I click on assign specific role. I'm going to select the travel desk person, Sushant Singh. So this is the travel desk person who is going to be given this special role. And then I'm going to select the role as travel agent, and I'm going to set up the applicable criteria, because if your travel desk person is different for different location, probably for Bangalore you have a different person who is responsible for managing all the travel requests. But for Mumbai there is a different travel request person. So you want Sushant to manage the travel request only for New Delhi, so that Sushant will have an access to view all the travel request form specific to New Delhi. Or if you have only one person responsible for managing all the data, you can simply select all of your locations over here. But right now we'll go with location specific agent. So I mark New Delhi. I click on save. Now, in addition to the primary role, Sushant has one specific role which is called travel agent, so that using this role, he should be able to view the travel request submitted by everyone in New Delhi. So first step is done, that is specific role creation. Second step is also done, we have assigned the role to Sushant. Third step is nothing but giving access. So there is already a role called travel agent. Sushant is being assigned the role called travel agent, but what information this person can see using this specific role, which is the third step. In order to do the third step, we will have to navigate to that particular form. So we'll go back to settings, click on view all. So we open the travel module, and here we go to access control. So I want this person to access all the travel request form. So what I'll do, I'll select the form name as travel request. I'll go to specific role because I'm not defining permission to the generic role, which is already done. So I'll move to specific role. I'll click on set permission. So all the specific role created will be listed here. Generic roles will not be listed here. So I click on travel agent, select. So view information. So this person can view all the travel requests submitted. They can edit all the travel requests submitted, but I don't want to add or delete because they are just going to manage this information, so they can view everything. If there are any changes required, they can edit everything, but I don't want the travel desk person to initiate a new travel request form, or I don't want them to delete it. So when you're setting up view or edit permission, system didn't give you an option to select whether it is my data or reportee's data, because the purpose of setting specific role is to give permission to a specific employee to view all the information. That's the reason when you give view permission, by default it is set to all data. So after setting up this record level access, the next step is field level access. So I click on edit. So again, for the travel desk person, you can say that okay, they can view all the travel ID, they can view all the bills. You can remove the edit access if you want, because when it comes to travel ID, it is a system generated one. So you don't want the travel desk person to edit it. So you can also customize the field level access. Again, in field level access, you cannot choose between my data or reportee's data. Whenever view permission or edit permission is set, it is set to all data by default. So now everything is done. That is for this specific role. Agent is assigned and also permissions are configured. Sushant will have access to view all the travel request form with respect to New Delhi location. Sushant can also edit the travel request form. So this particular employee will have a primary role. So based on the primary role, he'll be able to access all the other modules. In addition to the primary role, he has an access to a specific role called travel agent, and using this specific role, he will be able to view all the travel requests of one particular location. So the process of setting up a specific role is step 1, to add a specific role from manage accounts, and then after creating the role, you are going to assign the specific role to a particular employee. The third step is to define what level of access this specific role should have. In order to do that, you will have to navigate to that particular form, and under specific role, you will be able to define permissions. So this is about user level management in Zoho People.